Okay, now folks, I am on the bridge on the Jhana River. Now, this Jhana River, it's something unique. It has given the Tibetans the name Jonang School of Thought because the entire Atisa story, whether it's Shambhala, whether it's Atisa, it's all on the banks of this river. And whether it is that, the Kal Chakra Mandala. So basically, this is the Jhana river. Now to track Atisa, it is imperative to find Atisa. They have placed Atisa's home in Bengal. See, in Atisa's time, there was no Bihar and Bengal. It was, the place was, the Bihar and Bengal are a British creation to rule India. And in those days, there was no Bihar and Bengal. Actually, Taranath wrote about, Bhangala. Now, Bhangala was mistaken for Bengal. Actually, it is Bhagalpur. It has got a very big Muslim population. It was from there that Muslims would attack the Buddhists of this area. Anyway, to pinpoint Atisa's home, you have to track Lotsava Gyatso, who was given the gold to give to Atisa and bring him back to Tibet. So, Lotsava Gyatso. So, I am doing just that. I will be showing you the story of Lotsava Gyatso, and then I will be showing you all the places in the satellite pictures of where he stayed for the night, where he crossed the Ganges, where he was embarrassed for suspecting the boatman to be a robber. See, there are stupas for all of these places. Where he slept, there is a stupa. Where he hid the gold in the Ganges, there is a stupa. Where he, hid the gold in the Ganges, and where the boatman met him, there is a stupa. And see, Lotsava, see all these stupas, that means Lotsava, the Tibetans who are highly revered in this area. The Tibetans who are highly revered, so that's why they have stupas in their names, on which villages have settled, and they have kept the names alive. So basically, it is important to pinpoint. You just can't walk into Bengal and say Atisa was from Bengal. No, he has to be prayed to. Now, Atisa's name was, Chandra Garbha, and the local village deity is Garbhu Baba, Chandra Garbha, Garbhu Baba. So folks, Atisa is prayed to in this area. So now what you are going to see is Lotsava Gyatso, the place where he hid the gold in the Ganges, on the northern banks of the Ganges, where he slept for the night, and where he crossed the Ganges. Then only can you pinpoint Atisa's home, which is in Kajra in Vikrampur. See, everyone knows his home was in Vikrampur. That is up here around 16 kilometers east from here. And Kajra is the main town. Now Vikrampur has become a satellite town of Kajra. So folks, this is the story of Ngatso Lotsawa, who came to fetch Atisa. I am tracking him. I will show you how I have tracked him. And this is authentic proof of Atisa and Vikramshila, folks. This is authentic proof of Atisa and Vikramshila. Thank you very much.
Now to ascertain how the story of Atisa going to Tibet, it is important to find out the route the Tibetans took, who came with gold to give to us Atisa to take him back to Tibet. So basically, this is very important to see. The historians have put Atisa's home in Bengal. What do you call it? In Munshiganj, somewhere in Bengal. See, there was no Bihar and Bengal in Atisa's time. So this is a concoction of historians. There was no Bengal and Bihar in Atisa's time. Now it is very important to follow the story of Ngatso Lotsawa, whom the king sent with gold to bring back Atisa. So folks, this is the story now that how the Tibetan Bodhisattva king invited Atisa Dipankara Sri Janana to Tibet, folks. This is very important and a part of the story. See, this is your Atisa Dipankara Sri Janana. Now, how did he see? Now, these Tibetans, they set off and they have some adventures. Now, at daybreak, they met a petty king from Nepal who was on his way to Vikramshila. So it was lucky they met a king who was on his way to Vikramshila monastery, and Ngatso Lotsawa accompanied him. When they reached the river Ganges, so Atisa should be somewhere near the river Ganges. Ganges, the king, using his influence, boarded a boat first with his attendants and departed, leaving the others behind. But he left the Tibetans behind. By then, night was approaching. It had become evening. So there should be a stupa called evening. Now it had become evening, night was approaching, and Ngatso Lotsawa got worried as he was carrying much gold. He concealed the gold in the ground and slept somewhere else after praying to the three jewels. So folks, he concealed the gold in the ground and slept somewhere else after concealing and praying to the three jewels. Now it is important to find out where he put the gold, hid the gold in the sand on the banks of the Ganges, and where he slept. So folks, you will be surprised there are different stupas for all these. And after some time, a white-robed boatman came and said, I have come to fetch you all. Now this is unique. A white-robed boatman comes and says, I have come to fetch you all. But the stupa next to the place where they hid the gold and they went to sleep is kurha. Kurha means green, light green-eyed. Light green-eyed, it's similar to white. So basically, instead of saying light green, the Tibetans say white. Now, came and said, I have come to fetch you all. So taking the gold, they boarded the boat and crossed the Ganges. Now, it is important to find the place where they crossed the Ganges. So they must have crossed the Ganges where the white-robed person visited them. When they reached the other side of the river, Ngatso Lotsawa asked the boatman, who are you? I think you are not an ordinary person. See, Ngatso Lotsawa was embarrassed. He was embarrassed because he thought the boatman was a thief and he had hid the gold in the ground. So he was embarrassed that he had suspected the boatman would rob him. The boatman replied, you will know me afterwards. Tonight you can sleep under the portico of Vikramshila monastery and you will not be robbed. So the boatman told him, you will not be robbed. Now this is very important. This is the boatman told him, ki have faith, you will not be robbed. That is Nista village where I am standing, where I was standing when I gave you this, introduced this video to you. So that is Nista, and hearing this they departed and at midnight reached the gate of Vikramshila. Lotsava Gatso, knowing that they had arrived, looked out from a window above the gate and asked them where they had come from. See, Vikramshila was, according to Taranath, on a hill, and this gate was on a hill. So, this is the, so basically to identify the Atisa story, you had to trace the places that Lotsava Gatso went. There is a village called Shamho, which is evening, and next to it there is a village called Akha. Akha means to close your eyes. That is where the Tibetans went to sleep. And then next to it is a village called Kurha, means light green eyed. That is the white robe boatman. That is the spot where they crossed the Ganges. And in between this is Son Barsa, between Akha, Samho and Kurha. Kurha is the white robed boatman, is Son Barsa. Son Barsa means raining gold. So folks, I will show you all these places in satellite pictures before I go further. Thank you. Now this is Nista. Nista, where I was. I was here on the bridge. Now here we have Shamho. This is Shamho means evening. And Akha means to close your eyes. This is where the Tibetans closed their eyes and went to sleep. And this is Kurha. Kurha means see, they are very close to each other. Very close to each other. It's according to the Tibetan story. Kurha means green-eyed. It seems like this boatman was wearing a light green. They thought it was white. And Kurha, and this is Son Barsa. See, Son Barsa. Son Barsa means raining gold. The name is here, but the place is here amongst Shamho, Akha, Kurha. In the middle is Son Barsa. So it seems the person who fed the names into this computer failed to do it properly, and the name popped up there, Son Barsa. This is the main Ganges. Now, this is the ancient Ganges. What you see here is the ancient Ganges, which I will later show you all in my drone. So this is the main Ganges. And see, you have Shamho, Tota, that is Shamho means evening, Akha, which means close your eyes, and Kurha means that white robed gentleman. Kurha is green, light green color. Light green color. And of course, Son Barsa has popped up there. It is supposed to be here. So folks, now this is the point they crossed the Ganges, the ancient Ganges. See, just now this is the dead Ganges. This is the ancient Ganges, this is dead. It is just a small river, stream. Now, those days the Ganges was definitely from here to here wide. So they were sleeping on the banks of the Ganges. The Ganges was definitely that broad. And they were sleeping on the banks of the Ganges, folks. So they cross over, and this is where they land on the other side. On the other side, this is Samsa Athgavan. Samsa Athgavan. Samsa means ashamed. Samsa means, ashamed. Sharamsa. Sharamsa, Samsa. And Samsa means also Shanka. Shanka means, suspicion. Shanka means suspicion, and Athgavan means, Gavan means to lose something. That means the robbery. So Athgavan means, Gavan means to lose something, that is robbery. So they were ashamed of suspecting this boatman of robbery. So this is the place where they landed with the, on the other side with the boatman. See, from here, they got on the boat up here, and the boat travelled a bit here, and they got down here. Samsa At Gavan. So, At Samsa means ashamed, At Gavan ashamed of losing something. So, this is where they had that interaction with the boatman. Lotsawa Gatso told him that, you are not an ordinary person, so tell me who you are. And the boatman, see, these are stupas. Now, stupas are meant to pray to. So that means a lot of Tibetans were coming here, and they made these stupas on the places where the important Tibetan story. See, Vikramshila had a whole hostel for Tibetans. So, the boatman says, now you go from here and have faith, no one will disturb you. That is Nista, where I am standing on the bridge here. See, the name has popped up there, the village is here. The name has popped up there, the village is here, and this road goes straight to Atisa's home. This road goes straight to Atisa's home, that is your Kajra. It goes straight to Atisa's home, that is Kajra. I will show you. They call the Tibetan texts call it the victory band. That is Kajal, Kajra. So, folks, this is the story. Let's carry on and find out where Atisa's palace was according to Tibetan texts. Now, this is Atisa. This is Buddha word. In the second paragraph, the city of Vikrampur, the most probable candidate for Atisa's birthplace, was the capital of the ancient kingdom of southeast Bengal. And though the city's exact location is not certain, it certainly lies in the Munshiganj district of Bangladesh and continues to be celebrated as an early center of Buddhist, cultural, academic and political life. This is all rubbish which the historians see. There was no Bengal and all during Atisa's time. The Bengal and Bihar was a creation of the British. Now, similarly to Shakyamuni Buddha, the Atisa was born into royalty. The palace in which he was raised, aptly named the Golden Banner Palace. See, now this is very, very important. His palace was named the Golden Banner Palace. That is Kajra, which I just showed you. Kajra is Kajal. Kajal is the banner around the eye. The Golden Banner Palace had a golden victory banner. Now he calls it victory banner. See, victory banner is definitely the Kajal. Kajal is, you have Kajal surrounding the eyes to ward off all evil and bad luck. So that was the victory banner. And circled by countless houses, and there were great numbers of bathing pools encircled by 720 magnificent gardens. So you must remember there were great number of bathing pools encircled by 720 magnificent gardens. This is very, very important. So folks, the victory banner is Kajal. I will show you, and I will show you the bathing pools also. And what do you call it? Of course, you won't have the gardens. The town has settled on it. So folks, let's see where the golden victory banner is in the country of Vikrampur. Thank you. See, this is Nista here. I am on the bridge over here. See, from Nista, the Tibetans come down. Here is Vikrampur and here is Kajra. Kajra is the victory band which Tibetan texts talk about. Kajra has what you call it, is the victory band or the golden band. See, Kajal is the band around the eye, black band around the eye, Kajal, which all women and children they color their eyes with a black band. That is Kajal. And that is Kajra, that is the victory band. And then in the Atisa story, see now Kajra, this is pure land Buddhism. Pure land Buddhism, Kajra has had several mispronunciations by several Tibetans. Now in the Tilopa story, it is mispronounced as Jagora. The birthplace of Tilopa is Jagora, that is Kajra up here. See, Atisa and Tilopa, they were all contemporaries. And then you have Narotimpur. And what do you call it? Kajra, he studied from a person called Abdutipa, that is Ajodhya. See, Abdutipa is a Tibetan mispronunciation of Ajodhya. So he studied from Ajodhya. He was a disciple of Ajodhya. So, and the main thing is, see, you cannot walk off and say the people converted to Hinduism, so on. No. These people should be prayed to locally at least. This entire area, this whole entire area prays to Garbhu Baba. The local village deity is Garbhu Baba, and Atisa's name is Chandra Garbha. Chandra Garbha Garbhu Baba. Chandra Garbha Garbhu Baba. So folks, and in the Shambhala story, that is Sahmalpur. Shambhala and Sahmalpur have the same meaning. They mean peace and tranquility. The capital of Shambhala is Kalappa. That is again Kajra, mispronunciation of Kajra. So you have several mispronunciations of Kajra by different Tibetan folks. So what do you call it? This is the story of Atisa, fetching Atisa Dipankara, and his home, his palace was regarded north of Vikramshila. See, this is Vikrampur and this is Srighana. It wasn't Vikramshila, it was Vikram Srighana, and you have the hillock here. What do you call it? The Tibetans say it was on the spur of a hill. This is a spur, and this is according to Taranath. So folks, that is what do you call it? Atisa's place. So today I will show you the village called Nista. This is the sanghramma, which was what do you call it? The place, sanghramma for the place where the Tibetans crossed the Ganges up here at Shamsa Atgavan, folks. Thank you.
This is the Chhana river. Chhana river, that river has been dammed up over there, but there is an outlet. This is the Chhana river. Now, for the Atisa story, this is very important. Atisa, when the Tibetans came, the Ngatso Lotsawa, who asked sent gold. Now, when the Tibetans sent gold, what do you call it? With Ngatso Lotsawa, they reached the Ganges. See, that is the ancient bed of the ancient Ganges. And they reached the Ganges. And what happened? The boatman took all the biharis, but did not take them. They told them to wait. The Tibetans thought that they would be robbed in the night. It was becoming evening. They thought they would be robbed. So they hid their gold. They hid their gold. And then in the morning, and they, at a distance, they went to sleep for the night. And a white robe boatman came, and he, what do you call it, took them and walked them across the river. And when he took them across, Ngatso Lotsawa, he told them, now I have faith, no one will rob you here. So from here to Vikramshila is on a hillock, no one will rob you. So folks, the village you see behind me, that side, that village you see is Nista. Nista means what do you call it? To have faith. Nista means have faith. So that is where the boatman told these people, told the Tibetans to have faith that they won't be robbed now. So folks, that is the place where that is the place where they cross the Ganges to go to Vikramshila. Now, this is the first proof of Atisa's home and Vikramshila. And the local people, they prayed to Atisa as Garbhu Baba. Tor Gram Devta ke hate? Garbhu Baba hate. The people, they pray to Atisa as Garbhu Baba. Now, what do you call it? So that is Nista. Atgawa, Samsa Atgawa is that side. That is where they hid the gold. Samsa means suspicion. And Gavan, Atgawa means Gavan. Gavan means it will be lost, robbed, stolen. So that is Samsa Atgawa. And they spent the night in Samho. Samho means evening. See, when they reached here, it had become evening, and they spent the night up at a little distance from the place where they hid the gold. That is Samho. And Samho means evening, and Akha means to close your eyes. Akha means to close your eyes. So that's where they slept. And a white robed person came in Kurha. Kurha means, what do you call it? Green-eyed. Green color. Actually, it was green color, not white. The Tibetans say white, but it's green. So, this is connected to Ngatso Lotsawa, crossing the Ganges, is on the other side of the river. Going there and videographing it. Thank you. Acha.